service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. Full AccuWeather forecast as we start the new week right across the top of every CNC local news page. Rochester's Lilac Festival wrapped up Sunday with the Lilac 10K run in the morning. Then music into the night at Highland Park, all amid what Monroe County Parks Director Larry Staub said were probably the best lilac blossoms in 25 years. Event organizers know hundreds of thousands of people attended over the 10 days, and they probably did hit the 500,000 goal they were estimating. Thursday night's crowd was the record breaker, 16,000 people. Rochester police did have to break up a group of young people who gathered outside the festival site on Saturday night and began fighting. No disturbances happened in the park itself, but some people leaving the festival saw this and saw the police moving in to break it up. At least 16 people were arrested, mostly for disorderly conduct. 4 people were reported stabbed, and 2 police officers were treated for minor injuries. Parks Director Staub said these people came looking to cause trouble and to fight. He says they were quickly taken care of by city police and Monroe County deputies. Seatbelt or citation, that's the law in New York, 365 days of the year, but now another click it or ticket campaign is underway across the Empire State to emphasize the point. Deputies, local police, and state troopers will have checkpoints and be keeping special lookout all this week leading up to Memorial Day for people not wearing their seatbelts. Monroe County Executive Maggie Brooks says the Monroe County Sheriff's Office will be doing its part to decrease the rates of preventable injury or death. This spring mobilization runs from May 20 through June 2nd. The Click It or Ticket enforcement campaign is projected to save about 150 lives and more than $400 million in taxpayer costs related to traffic crashes in New York State. New York State enacted the first mandatory seatbelt law in the nation more than 25 years ago. State officials estimate 91% of motorists now consistently wear their seatbelts. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says not wearing a seatbelt probably contributed to the death of a Chili woman Sunday night. Deputies say 48-year-old Patricia Kenfield of Chili was driving east on Chili-Ragus Center Road. She went off the road into a ditch. Her car became airborne and hit a tree. Kenfield was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital and later pronounced dead. The Sheriff's Department says she was not wearing a seatbelt. Alcohol may have been a contributing factor. It took more than 15 years to make it a reality, but the new East Avenue Wegmans is open for business now 24 hours a day. They're still finishing work on the Amore Italian restaurant and wine bar, but shopping is on. 300 people were waiting in line when the doors opened at 7 Sunday morning. It's more than twice the size of the old East Avenue store that closed 3 months ago, and which now forms the site of the new store's parking lot. It's already been called a mini Pittsford, but pitched to a more urban beat. The balloon tethered above the scene carried a TV camera, which some of the media used to get shots of the waiting shoppers from up above. More than 2,300 University of Rochester students received their degrees over the weekend. Ceremonies at the U of R are spread over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because of the many different schools involved in the spring commencement. Degrees went out to 246 PhD candidates, 102 new doctors, 280 new nurses, plus teachers, musicians, thousands of bachelor's degrees. Tweets from the university, by the way, were claiming credit for Friday's earthquake, saying this year's commencement obviously rated as a seismic event. Rochester firefighters responded Sunday evening to a report of people trapped by a house fire on North Clinton Avenue. Firefighters arrived to find smoke coming from the second floor of the building. They mounted 2 searches and didn't find anybody inside. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Earlier Sunday, working smoke detectors woke 2 sleeping teenagers in time for them to get out of their burning house on High Street. The RFD says the fire broke out a little after 3 Sunday afternoon in a 2.5-story frame house on High Street. Firefighters arrived to find heavy smoke coming from the building. The teens escaped from the back of the house, and the house suffered heavy damage. Firefighters think it started in the kitchen. The American Red Cross is helping the 4 adults and 9 children who were left homeless by the fire. Brighton Fire Department and Brighton Ambulance were called out Saturday when a minivan got rolled on its side in a 2-vehicle crash on Monroe Avenue. Brighton firefighters say this happened right in front of the Holiday Inn Express. 3 people were trapped inside the van. They were extricated by firefighters and taken to the hospital. The cause is under investigation. Further to the east, Egypt firefighters responded Saturday when stored pool chemicals exploded inside a house on Lost Feather Drive. They declared a hazmat situation. An ambulance evacuated the residents, and they're investigating what caused the explosion. To the left of this player window, you'll find links to these and other stories, and at the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news and other information directly to us. We're a community news service, so we want to see all that, so let us know. Next news is as it happens, updates are as necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.